A couple years ago, I got back into mobile gaming once I had my Fold 4, but as you can see, I went back to a candy bar phone, meaning I'm missing the big screen. But thankfully, this is the Lenovo Legion Tab Gen 3, an 8.8-inch screen, an 8.8-inch screen tablet that, of course, is centered around gaming. I don't even get to see what it actually looks like because the assholes at Dbrand sponsored this. So this is what it looks like with our glow circuit skin. Maybe I'll peel it off later, but let's see what else is in the box here. Yeah, Type-C to Type-C cable. This is like average length, like 3 feet. Yes, an actual charging brick. Thankfully, tablets have not gone the route of getting rid of them yet. How fast is this? It's 65 watt? Oh, I guess there was actually, never mind, this big box that was over top. I don't know what's in here. Oh, it looks like some accessories. Oh, is this like a case with a kickstand? In most cases, a kickstand case I've always found seems kind of irrelevant. But if you pair a controller to your gaming tablet, you could set this down and be hands-free and it can just sit there on a plane or something. So I don't necessarily mind it, unless that's not what this is. Okay. Oh, they're screen protectors. Well, what the heck is this blue plastic? Oh my goodness. Oh, is this just to help you apply the screen protector? Okay, never mind, I was wrong. There's no kickstand, but this little case that has a cover on it can fold around. What the there we go. That took a little bit. Or kickstand with, you need some skill to apply it, but there we go, that works. And you could sit down with your controller and then, oh, that's slick. It's really, like 8.8 inches seems small in your head for a tablet, but I don't know, this would be good gaming real estate. We'll have to try it out later. Let me just clean off the desk here. I'm actually gonna remove our case here just so we can see all of the external ports on the tablet itself. On this side, you've got a bottom charge USB-C. On here, you've got a second USB-C port, which is fantastic because depending on your orientation, you could have the cable coming out the bottom or the side, whatever is most comfortable for you. On this side, you've got your power and your volume rocker. And then on the top, it looks like those are just speaker holes. I wanna talk about the rest of the design, but I need to go over the Dbrand talking points before I'm allowed to rip this skin off. Dbrand sponsored this video. Like you, we were pretty surprised that they actually make skins for the Legion Tab 3. I mean, they basically make skins for anything. The WAN show desk, Linus's car, probably his coffin at some point, but for tablets, it's only been the iPad so far. When we asked Dbrand why they decided to branch out to the Legion Tab 3, they said that the glitter bomb case was so atrocious, they decided to make this out of spite. What, it's glitter bombed? Oh my gosh, they're right. It's very hard to see. So I guess if you're full of spite and don't want to carry your Legion Tab 3 around in its glitter bomb case, don't worry, Dbrand's got you covered. We're currently rocking the LTT Cross Glow Circuit skin, but they have a variety of skins. Head to shortlinus.com to check it out.
Beat the tariffs with the Shipstorm sale event at lttstore.com. We are offering free shipping on any order worldwide over $150 US. So it's a great time to pick up a commuter backpack, a precision screwdriver, or a stylish framework hoodie. Oh, I took it off to put on this jacket. The point is, we've also got never before seen pricing on our MCM Essentials bundle. Don't miss it. We'll have it linked down below.
Okay, now that we've gotten paid, let's take this skin off because I want to see the actual design. Oh my goodness. Oh, is it just, uh-oh. Okay, maybe their skin is better. Yep, that's the back of it. Legion. It really doesn't have much else to say. Man, this, I can already tell. Fingerprint magnet. Holy cow. Okay, maybe you do actually want a skin or a case or something. Well, if you're able to overlook the kind of boring back, the processor in here is flippin' awesome. It is the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. So very similar to some flagship phones, meaning I'm expecting the gaming performance on this thing to be mint. And with 256 gigabytes of storage, plenty of room to install all your games, or I guess take your photos with your tablet. We'll have to see how that camera actually performs. 12 gigabytes of RAM, 165 hertz refresh rate screen, and again, 8.8 inches, which, I don't know, it feels like a weird size for a tablet. In my mind, I'm always thinking of tablets as kind of being these bigger, bulkier items, and phones are usually smaller. This is kind of that weird middle ground where it's too big to be a phone, not big enough to be a tablet. But maybe that'll make, you know, holding on and actually gaming a lot easier. Yep, that's a tablet that runs Android. Android 14 is what it comes with out of the box, and then they've promised 3 versions of Android as updates. Now that I've got it in my hand though, you know what, 8.8 inches is gonna be comfortable for gaming, I think. You can reach the center if you need to, any buttons, but most of your buttons for controls are gonna be over here or something. And I think the resolution of 2560 by 1600 is lower than, you know, OnePlus, but that tablet is also 4 inches bigger diagonally. So you end up like this while holding it, and that's more uncomfortable for something like gaming, which again also uses the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip. The advertised 500 nits though is pretty low by phone standards, so I'm curious to see how it looks with some content. Let's just start playing a video here. That is max brightness. Yeah, that is not very bright. It's fine for indoor use. I also have 2 bright studio lights shining directly at my face. And they do claim that it'll go up to 900 nits if it detects you're outdoors or something. But they also gave a warning if you do actually go to that max brightness. Things like it'll start to heat up a lot and you might even risk burn-in, which honestly, really nice that they give that warning. I think that's really fair that they kind of know their limitations. And realistically, I don't think you're gonna be walking around outside gaming on it anyways. This is probably fine. And reading the lab notes here, it does seem that it was around that 500 nits mark, sometimes slightly below, and in the high brightness mode, it was kind of the same story. I think it's fair to say though that the 40 or so points that it's off from the claimed brightness is probably not noticeable for most people, but it didn't quite reach what they claimed. Whoa, those are really loud. Whoops, I hit the power button. I meant to turn it down. Those were very loud, and overall, I don't think I noticed any sort of weird crackling like I have on some other phones when they go to max volume. Kinda wanna hear it on 50% volume though. Oh wow, 50% is a lot quieter. But I can't tell if that's just because 100% was so loud. These are good sounding speakers for a tablet. Maybe I just have my expectations so low with mobile devices and their speakers, because quite often they never sound that great. But I guess being a slightly bigger device, maybe you're able to fit slightly bigger or better quality speakers in it. I think gaming on that would be awesome. Dude, did they have a waifu as well? No way. Bypass charging. When bypass charging is enabled, the motherboard will draw power directly from the charger. Oh, okay. That's great. I think a lot of modern devices do have this. It's nice that they let the user know though, that it is okay to keep your device plugged in while you're gaming, because there's kind of a common misconception with a lot of people that if you're using your phone while it's plugged in, it degrades the battery. But in this case, they let you know, hey, you're good to go. You can play with it plugged in. Let's take a look at the camera. I quite often have my doubts with these tablet cameras. Oof, that is rough. I don't really have anything positive to say about it other than it can take a photo. I would definitely never use this to capture a moment of importance. Ooh, I don't even want to take a picture with this. Jeez. Man, I look like a ghost, dude. Holy cow, I do not look happy here. Same positive, it can take a photo. I wonder how the video does, because it already looks like not 60 FPS video, even though I haven't started it yet. I'm at 1080p. Can I change my frame rate? Oh, okay, it defaulted to 30 FPS. Wait, can it not go to 60 FPS? Again, this is where it gets weird, because like, this is marketed as a gaming tablet, so I don't necessarily blame them for not investing in the camera quality, but I also feel like you're gonna give this to a kid probably. It's my guess. A kid's gonna wanna take photos of their dog or video, and like, wouldn't you want them to be able to capture some kind of cool moments? One thing I noticed as we're compiling things, and once I've booted a game, there's a tiny little tab here, which if I slide out or move, there it is. Oh, it gives me a bunch of stats for gaming here. Clean RAM. I cleaned my RAM. You can have volume, brightness control. Oh, this is a really sleek, just quick access menu. I actually kind of like it. Balance mode, performance mode, but it'll tell you, yeah, how fast your CPU is actually clocked to now. So there's performance, energy saving, and balance. Interesting, that's kind of cool. And we actually got some numbers and results from labs on those different modes there. And the difference between the two modes was actually pretty significant. In Geekbench, which is more of a single core CPU test, it went from about 1300 to 2200 in the score between the default and performance mode. In multi-core, we also saw roughly a 2,000 score increase. In 3D Mark, which is more of a GPU intensive test, it also went up by like 400 points or so, which means that performance mode is actually doing something, which is kind of cool to see the result of, so you can know confidently when you turn it on, you're getting the best performance possible. Which, if you're gonna do long gaming sessions and you want the best performance, how does this thing do? Because sometimes smaller devices can overheat and you'll actually see your performance get worse. Well, our labs results showed that it was within 10% of the very first run to the very worst run after a long period of time, which honestly could be quite a good advantage over some phones which can thermal throttle pretty easily. You can get long game sessions in, and then with that bypass charging, you could probably sit here for a long period of time and game. Long enough to wait for your frickin' shaders to compile. God damn it, Call of Duty. In the battery discharge test, it actually lasted the longest out of the 3 tablets we tested between the Google Pixel and the OnePlus. It gave us like 14 hours of battery playback. And as for charging the device, it actually charged the fastest out of our 3 tests as well. On a 45-watt charger, it was 60 minutes to go from 0 to 100%. Fastest charging and the longest lasting out of the devices? Dude, that is a huge W for this thing. Can I get some W's in the chat? Sorry, I forgot to start streaming from my Lenovo Legion broadcast center. Once the game loads, I'm actually gonna try toggling between the 3 modes here. I wanna see if I could notice a difference, because you might be better off playing in one of the lower performance modes if it means it gives you longer battery life if you're away from a charger. And I think there's probably gonna be select games that will benefit more or less. Dude, I'm ready for war! Oh yeah, dude, this is very high refresh rate. Whee! We are in the performance mode right now, so I kind of want to get to the front of the ship after we've run around a little bit. Now let's turn it down to the lowest mode, the energy saving mode. Oh my gosh, it is immediately unplayable. Like, this would be a terrible mobile experience. Okay, let's turn it to the balance mode. Hey, you know what? This feels pretty good. It's not bad. Hey, I got a kill. No, I'm testing the game modes, please. And then we go back up to performance mode. Yeah, and you can absolutely notice the difference between these two. Okay, that's pretty sick. It's really good to know that it is actually doing something. But again, depending on the game you're playing, if you're playing something like Balatro, you could probably get away with being in the energy saving modes and not have to worry about your battery life then. The big screen is kind of awesome, dude. It's a little awkward for this game because reaching to the center to tap any of your, buttons in the middle, little weird. But for some other games, this bigger screen is freaking awesome. Now that we've played and loaded for a couple minutes, the back center is warmer than where my hands are, but it's not uncomfortable. Like, I would not say that is hot. You could absolutely hold that. I've been gaming for like 3 or 4 minutes. If you gave it a long time, maybe it would be too hot, but nah, it's not warm at all right now. Honestly, I'm kind of impressed with this little thing. Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 5.4, so again, you could use a controller or something with it. It's got kind of everything that you would expect a modern mobile device to have, and coming in at $550, you honestly get quite a lot. But I mean, you're getting dangerously close to some other mobile devices at that price, like the Steam Deck or the ROG Ally, so you gotta really like Android-specific mobile games if you wanted to get this over that. Well, I died. But you guys can let me know down below, what do you guys think about an Android gaming tablet? I think it's actually pretty cool, but if you want to see a gaming phone, go check out the Red Magic 10 Pro that I did. That one had an anime girl.